in.
Thanks for
This
tuning in.
late. Hello.
Thanks for tuning in.
Lady D is AWOL again. She's gone AWOL again. So the Respecter and I, we're gonna be bringing you the news and the information. We have several topics that we're gonna be covering this afternoon. We're gonna talk about BRIC. Have you heard about BRIC before? Well, BRIC is coming up, and pretty soon, BRIC will be controlling the world. So stay tuned for that information. Then we have also what is going on with Jamaica and America, because that feud is still going on. It seemed like it stopped, but it sure didn't. It's still going on, and really and truly, I think America is really disappointed in Jamaica. So we're going to talk about that also. And we have a few other tidbits that we're going to be throwing in. We're going to be throwing in what's going on with Trump and what Glenn Beck said and his guest that was on, Mr. Allen, what he said about Trump. We also have the Marshall Plan, um, and what is the causes of the Marshall Plan and what it entails. We have also have the elite Jamaican. We're going to talk about that and touch on that topic also. Spec, anything you want to chime in with?
No, you covered it.
I covered it.
Yeah.
Basically, that's how we're going to roll it tonight. Um, I'm missing. We're missing our partner, Lady D, because you know how it is. She's the one that usually manages and tell us when we're going too far and when we're not. So I just want to say welcome again. Thank you for tuning in. And I hope that we can make you feel comfortable while you're here with us. So,
Yes.
Spec, you want to start? Where you think we should start?
I want to welcome the loyal listeners, supporters, and we all know that Lady D needs and deserves some breaks. So I'm hoping she's getting the rest she needs, and in the meantime, taking care of business because got a lot going on. So
Awesome.
thanks for joining us, and I hope you guys enjoy the show. And anything you want to start with is fine.
Fine. All right. Well, I'm gonna be talking a lot, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna talk. We're gonna throw things at you, and we want you to just check it out, listen to what we have to say. If you want to go and research it while we are talking, you can go to YouTube and you can pull some of these information up, or you can go Google search and find out what these organizations are about. I think we should start with Brick, the Spectre. What is Brick? Anyone knows what Brick is? Well, from my research, I found out that Brick is the next global power. Now, you might be wondering what Brick means. Brick means Brazil. The B is for Brazil. The R is for Russia. The I is for India. And the C is for China. And the S is for South Africa. What happened is last year these countries, they got together, and I guess they're sort of tired of what's going on with America leading the pack, so they wanted to branch out on their own. And by the year 2050, these countries, they will be controlling the world global economy. So look out, y'all, watch out for this. There are 14 other countries that so far is asking these countries if they could join. And this is going to happen in June 2024 when they have their next summit, and that's when they're going to decide what they're going to do or who they're going to let into their little clique. You want to say something about that part, the respecter?
I just really wish, yeah, I know a little bit about them, but I just wish they would just leave things alone and just remember that God is the one who made us all and put things in place the way He wanted it to be. And now it's coming to a situation where countries are teaming up against countries, and they're not thinking about the innocent souls, the babies, the young ones, the civilians, and they're thinking they're doing a good thing, and they're not. They're doing a different kind of war against the people because they're trying to control and control and control. And basically, all the names of the countries you mentioned that form that name, it is they're no good.
Socialist
Yeah,
countries.
they're no good, and they're
So,
trying.
socialist countries.
And I think you said we talked about this earlier. They're gonna at some point they're gonna try to get Jamaica involved.
Well, you know what? I was going to throw that in too. I was going to ask you all why or why not should Jamaica consider joining this new group, and why shouldn't they join it? You know, um, from what I've been reading about BRIC, in a lot of ways, I think Jamaica would benefit from their involvement, because from what I'm reading, they will be giving you financial support. You'll be able to get low interest bank loans. They're gonna be there to help you build your country. They'll help you find um, um, educators and doctors and folks in the economy industry, the banking industry, all of these things. And from what I'm hearing, they're there to support you, and they won't be looking at Jamaica the way how the most of the big countries are looking at Jamaica as nothing. From what I'm reading and what this gentleman said, um, about the world power and how it will affect the other countries who maybe don't join it later on in the years to come. So, because that, remember now, it is alleged that that's going to be the largest power building, economy building countries in the world. So I don't know about that. I don't know if
It
it's not such a good thing for Jamaica to join them. What do you think,
it
respect
wouldn't
them?
it wouldn't be a good thing for Jamaica or any other black country because it's a trick. Poor people are still gonna remain pushed back into poverty. There's a line that's drawn, and for a century, forever, even in this country we're living in, there's a line that's drawn, and it's remained there. It's still there. We are a certain set of people is not supposed to cross. It's called poverty, and the poor and needy lives there. Homeless people lives there, and I don't see how Russia and China, mainly those two countries, is gonna consider black and brown to be up there, neck to neck, as far as economy is concerned, making money and having money, being rich. I don't trust those countries. I don't trust them. I don't think Jamaica would benefit in no way, shape, or form. Jamaica was fine. I mean, all prime ministers had to do was follow Michael Manley's lead. You know, Jamaica would have remained the way he left it. It was doing great. But,
But then, from what I'm reading, it's not all socialist countries that will be in this group. There are other countries, like the 14 other countries that that wanted to join their country similar to Jamaica or country in the same predicament as Jamaica is, and they're looking for support. They're looking for help, financial help. So in some way, and the next topic is gonna be about the contribution and what have you that the other countries have made to Jamaica. But right now, um, I'm thinking it might be a good thing, but then of course you know that dealing with these socialist countries, you don't know what their intentions are.
Think about
Because
this.
most of them are dictator. They have dictatorship going on in their country where one party rules or one person dictates to what everyone else do. But from what I was reading about BRIC is not that type of a controlling entity. It's more or less something that is geared towards helping poor countries and countries that need certain resources and are not getting those resources are being bombarded into doing certain things just to get those resources.
Think about this for a
So,
second.
hmm
Think about this. What's going on in Jamaica? All
okay.
the money that came into Jamaica from different countries, and how much of it went to the people that needs it. Look at how many people are crying right now because their own personal money that they work hard for, they can't get because the banks are stealing up their money. Government are stealing up their money. So no matter how much money Russia, China, any other country give Jamaica as a way to help Jamaica, it is not going to help the people because it's been proven over and over that government, not just Jamaica, they are criminals. They're crooks. Say that it's not gonna help Jamaica. Those countries that wants to join, they want the money, they need the help, but when they get the money, the government is not going to do the right things by the money, which is to help the poor people, to better the country. They're not going to do it. And
That's
Jamaica is
true,
a
but don't you think it is Jamaica's responsibility to take up the mantle and defend themselves? Um, Pick the right, when you go out to vote, when they go out to vote, vote the right people in power who is gonna think about the people when they're making these decisions that's affecting people's lives. It is up to the Jamaican people, and we can't just put the blame on the government or put the blame on the outsiders. We need to put also some of these blames on these people. They're not standing up for their rights and they will not speak up. And it doesn't matter who is in the country or who is running the country. If you stand in numbers, hey, they can't kill everybody.
but quick.
So
Think about the man who sees or saw a woman that he feels he can get and he wants. He's gonna tell her every lie in the book. Now, some women will
true.
recognize and see the lie coming, and some won't. And some are gonna give in, believe in what he's saying. He got this and he got that, and he can do this and he can do that. Politicians, that's how they are. They lie, and unfortunately, majority of voters, they vote for somebody because of looks. He looks the part because of his handsome image
Mhm.
or the beauty of a woman. They look at a person in the wrong way. They don't judge that person by the God given knowledge that they're supposed to have to say, okay, this person, you research the person, you know what the person's about, and so forth, and give that person a chance. But they know a person more qualified than the next person, but they're not
Well, that's
voting in
true
that
because
person because
lady,
that
remember,
person don't
lady
fit the
touched on
description
that.
of being a president or
Yeah.
prime minister. So it's very sad that the situation are the way it is. And unfortunately, Jamaicans, the people in countries who are going through what they're going through, they don't have the braveness that the Trump followers have. They don't have the braveness. A lot of people want to step out. I want to step out. But when you have a family, it's very hard to make that decision because you know somebody is going to come and send threat to you or try to do things to you. So it's very hard for people that don't have to step out. It would be nice for them to do that, form a unity, but they can't do it if they don't have nothing to move with.
Well, you see,
That
the people who are out there who are trying to put that out there to the public, we the people need to join them and support them in every way. You see what I'm saying? Because you have a few people out there, well, that is trying to bring the message to the masses and trying to make changes. But the thing is that they don't have the support. So, I mean, these are the times when we all need to get involved with the ones who are being out in front. You can stand behind them, but there are ones who really, really care about Jamaica and who are really fighting to make changes in Jamaica. But what's happening is that we're not supporting these people. You don't have to stand on your own. There are people who are trying to do these changes. So what we need to do is, and not just us here in the out in the other countries, but Jamaican themselves, ones who are living in Jamaica, they need to stand up with the ones who are trying to make a difference and trying to help them. They need to support them more. When they have these demonstrations, they need to go out and demonstrate with them. You can't help them if they don't want to help themselves, the respecter.
I can't agree with that, Queen. I'm hearing you, and only way that what you're saying would work if the people who have a group of people following them, um, people in the entertainment world, the athlete world, the preachers, those people are the one that needs to confront government straight on. They're the one that needs to step out on behalf of the people and defend the people. The people right now don't have the strength or the status or anything to defend themselves. They don't. Because if you don't have money to buy a pound of flour, a pound of sugar, how the heck are you going to be able to walk, take bus, big ride to go and join something that is not guaranteed to you going to bring change? The people that have those things that's called status needs to confront government and let government know. If government see outside of their doors and windows 100 entertainers, athletes, preachers, some of the government officials joining with them, it would bring forth change.
But that is impossible because right now the ruling party is who control the government, who is in power, and
They,
the other party is not doing much to make a difference. I mean, the
it,
People's Party, they're not really doing much to make a difference. So what do we do? Because right now I really think that brick would help, and brick would would maybe solve some of the situations because I'm quite sure they will be monitoring the government and their performance. You know what I mean? So if they're gonna invest this much capital and this much resources to Jamaica, as a member, of that group, then I'm quite sure they would be monitoring their activities and what they do. So right now, if we're independent and we can't solve the issues and the situations that are going on in Jamaica, then maybe we do need break.
no, you're forgetting that we have right now. We have for a long period of time. We have China in Jamaica. We have America.
Hmm.
America never left Jamaica. America been in Jamaica forever. Canada and I believe Britain. Look how many countries in and out of Jamaica. How many countries gave, like I keep saying, hundreds of millions of dollars to Jamaica and Jamaica government? It's been a long period of time. It's been going on. That's why people are still poor. That's why there's no proper farming areas, markets for people the farmers to sell their stuff. Everybody is treating as if you're not supposed to get above this level You're only supposed to make $1,000, and that's enough. You're not supposed to try and go over that. You're not supposed to try to get rich. You're not supposed to send your children to college. That's how they treat majority of the people in Jamaica. They don't want to build nothing new, improve nothing new for the poor people to sell and make money. So everybody have this equal mentality in Jamaica, and they have money came to Jamaica to help those people to have a better stall, better shop, better community.
Yeah, but you know, Spectre, what I'm saying is we're not even talking about those other groups because really and truly we're gonna talk about the what they contribute and what type of resources they gave Jamaica. But we, you know, we're still on the topic of brick and if we should invest in brick or not. And what I'm saying is that the good part I done told you the good part the positive parts of brick where such as healthcare system they'll have better healthcare system, better educational system, they'll have support for the economy, and they'll have more um 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 what you say parliament, put it that way. Now there is a downside, you know, the downside is going to be we will have to answer to those groups, okay, and we'll be unable to make our own decisions without their interference, right? And independently they'll have to participate in all the other countries and the laws and bylaws that we have made, so they would also have to be involved and to make those decisions. Those are the downfall for that. But really and truly the positive part of it I'm looking at, um will it override the negative? Would it
Only way that
override the negative?
I don't think what
Because
you're saying
right
with
now
that.
if we're gonna go to who was supporting us before, then we're gonna go into what caused tension between Jamaica and the US, um and which countries contributed the most to Jamaica. And that is the problem and the conflict that we're having with the US, because from what I'm really checking out, they're saying the US contributed more. But when you really look at the fact, all three countries, US, China, and Russia have contributed in to Jamaica in various ways. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you the
So
difference with
but they
America.
still haven't made any really drastic changes in terms of the people. You know, so maybe this group would make a difference.
With the difference with America and other countries, America have put more money into Jamaica, and America have gotten back less from Jamaica, and America remains Jamaica's friend. And the only way what you're saying with Brick would work with Jamaica if there's a complete new government design in Jamaica. You get rid of all the Labour Party. Every single one is gone in some of the PNP. If Jamaica is rebuilt in government, that's the only way that will work because then you get the right people in that probably have some God in them and they will make sure the hospitals are the way it's supposed to be, schools are the way it's supposed to be, teachers are getting paid like they should, police officers won't have to scam nobody, they will be happy with their pay, and so on and so forth. Clean up the country, treat poor people better.
All right, listen to this now. Listen to this, Spectre. Listen to this. U.S. America is the largest contributor in. Listen now, no, you know they didn't say in everything, in staffing of the FBI, access to the FBI and what they do for them. They also are a political alliance of Jamaica. US gave us the Marriott, they gave us the Hilton, they gave us the Hyatt, they gave us the Sandal, they gave us Exxon, and they gave us Mobile. They gave us jobs, they gave us 50% trade. They gave us good and balancing the main trading part. They're our main trading partners. They give us some type of health. providers. Okay, they import 9.4 million yearly. America gave Jamaica $3.5 billion, the largest tourism came from America to Jamaica, right? U.S. import 22.7 million uh, goods to Jamaica and from Jamaica. I mean, it's like they do a lot, but tell you what, America want total control in what Jamaica do. This is part of the problem with Jamaica and them. Not just the problem with the couple that have sex certain preference, but because of what America feel they have given Jamaica, and Jamaica is not being loyal to them. But then listen to this. China also gave Jamaica infrastructure. They gave them Kingston Freeport Terminal. They gave them North South Highway. They gave them JISCO, which is a bauxite developing
But those things are not free.
company.
Those things are not
Eh?
free.
Then, China also is the largest investor in loans to Jamaica. The infrastructure projects, they're the one that does it. China gave us $2.7 billion in structural development and several other development, a total of $15.7 billion.
We
China is not reliable in what they're
well,
doing, and that's what the problem is with China and Jamaica. We just can't trust them. We don't know what their loyalty is and where their loyalty lies. But then Russia now coming along, they are the largest investor in aluminum product, 65%, 6 million in mining and education. They do healthcare. Russia owns three of the four refineries that are in Jamaica. So then, really and truly, what are we saying? We can't say it's just America give Jamaica, or America give it the most. All of these countries have been given to Jamaica.
but we,
But then what is Jamaica doing with that money and
that's it.
all these resources that they're giving them?
And that's the thing, Queen. We have to remember, go back to Manly's days. America was
Yeah.
100% loyal to Jamaica. Michael
Mm-hmm.
Manley, when Reagan gave him that $200 million to help fight crime in Jamaica, he did the
Right.
right things. So this thing coming up, the reason why I'm 1,000,000% against it is because when you think about Russia and China
Mm.
and some of the other countries, it could
Yeah.
be a trick that they would try and involve Jamaica for one main purpose, to kick America in the butt. Because if you don't like a country or you have beef with another country, you're gonna try and turn that country that is friend with that country against that country. So Jamaica would have to be very cautious, just like every other country gotta be cautious. Is Russia trying to turn Jamaica against America? Is China trying to turn Jamaica against America?
But then you see the funny.
America would be very and would have right to be angry at Jamaica if they believe that Jamaica government is being licky licky and taking stuff from Russia and China deliberately and
But
forgetting what
America alone can't support Jamaica
and why.
because they don't have the resource. They're supporting so many other countries in the world.
Queen, are you forgetting that? Uh, Look at Jamaica.
Didn't you
Do
hear
you
what me
really
just read out and tell you one
hold
what
on,
them give?
hold on? Do you really
Uh,
believe, seeing what's been
uh,
going on for the longest? Let me date back to Minister Patterson.
uh,
Minister Patterson, when he left office, he paid up, I think, almost or maybe all of what the debt was. He left Jamaica free of owing America. and some other countries. So why couldn't the next prime minister follow in his footsteps? It's not it's not the countries that's giving Jamaica the power. It's the leaders of Jamaica
It's the
who's
leaders.
effing it
That's
up.
what I'm saying. Uh-huh.
They're
And that's
keeping the
why
money
they
for
need
themselves.
restraint. They need people that's gonna hold them accountable.
And there's nobody that will do that because everybody becomes friend because they're doing the same thing somewhere they are. So they are doing the same thing to their people.
Well, say it's not even Russia or try pull America, Jamaica in. You know what try pull Jamaica in? South Africa. South Africa is the one that they pull this string. That's pulling the string for Jamaica. They didn't accept yet.
But
But
remember,
it's something that they're thinking about.
South Africa hate Jamaicans very badly because if it wasn't for Jamaica, Mike Mandela probably wouldn't have been freed. All the other countries, their big presidents and whatnot, that could have helped Mandela, and they left in there for
But it was the
27 years.
people that helped Mandela. It
Jamaica,
wasn't Jamaica. It wasn't.
Jama-
No, no, no. Listen, I can tell you about that because I was in the. I know I was an activist. I used to have two buses that leave New York City to Washington D.C. every year. I used to hire two buses to go out to Washington and demonstrate, and all of the CUNY colleges then because I was student government, the heads of student government, and therefore I was responsible for all the CUNY colleges them in New York City. And every year we have two buses that leave New York City with all the CUNY colleges representatives going to Washington and demonstrating every year. It's the student that really put on the fight for Mandela to be released.
well,
Okay? The
that's good.
American student and the students all over the world, not just here. Soweto, all over the world. It was the students that released Mandela and not just Jamaica. I'm sorry to say that, but it's true. Yes, they might have
No,
also contributed, but it wasn't Jamaica that released him.
don't be sorry. But the truth is, the majority of voices that were being listened to. I'm not saying that what you said is not true.
Yeah.
Other places in the world was doing it, but the majority, the number one voice that was being heard because they were doing it
Was
in
new was
music.
new-
It
was
was
the
in music.
students. Was students.
Jamaica entertainers, mainly the Rastafarians, who put it in music, and it was reaching every country in the world.
True.
They weren't
That
afraid. They weren't
happened too.
afraid to get
It's a
Macklemore.
combination. I think the respecter.
They
I
weren't
think
afraid
it's
of
a
Bota.
combination of people.
Whoever was president, wherever they are, they wasn't afraid. They were calling out everybody on behalf of Mandela. But South Africa is one country I wouldn't want to have no dealings with Jamaica because it's
Well,
still not right.
we know they're still not right. Well, none of them, even America. America's still not right either. I mean, all of these countries that we talked about a while ago, America, Russia, China, South America, South Africa, these countries are really about making money, and that's why they invest in these countries, these small third world countries and these small African countries, so that they can make money because that's their agenda, that's their goal, to make money. So of course you're going to find them dipping in everywhere, you know what I mean? And it's not just these countries that we talked about. It's all of the countries, the big countries. If they can get something from you, they're gonna do everything in their power to get something from you. If you have resources that they need, they're gonna do everything in their power to get these resources. But what I'm saying is that as a Jamaican, I would love to see Jamaicans standing up for themselves. You know what
Me
I mean?
too.
I
Me
see
too.
every day all these things happening, and I don't hear much people speaking about it except the bloggers and the people that lives abroad. I don't actually hear the real Jamaican people who's enduring this and going through this. I don't really hear them talking much. And when people go out there, they don't to demonstrate. They don't support them. And there are people out there, and I never see them get killed. Me see people are demonstrate out there, and they never get killed or get hurt. So what happened to the rest of them? Me not take up for them, pops. I'm telling you, I'm not taking up for them. And when they're wrong, they're wrong. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And that's why any country can come in and take over Jamaica. And that's the bottom line.
But it's not the people's fault if that happened.
Whose fault is it, Papa? Not them vote
If,
for you, for the people that were in a power.
but I'm pretty sure, Queen. If I must be honest, and you must be honest, I have voted for people that seem to be the right person, and they weren't. And
And the
so I,
next time, in the next time, I don't vote for them.
but but how
But
do you
then keep
know who's
voting for
the
the
right
man a two
person?
time them vote you mean?
We don't
Not two
know who the
time them
right
vote you
person
mean.
is. We're taking a
Eh?
chance. We're
And
taking a
and
chance
and to
on who
be
we
honest
think is
with
the
you,
right
this
person.
second team I then go vote you mean again. Mhm.
Look, I'm
Oh,
gonna end this with this. Regardless of what's going on in Jamaica and other places in the world, these
yeah.
people are not God. And God will move when He feels it's the right time. And there's some people whose skin is gonna crawl and burn for the evil and their wicked ways. All people need to continue to do like we are doing is reach out, put the message out there, pray for each other, hope for each other, and expect the best for each other. Because God is not sleeping.
And I'm gonna say this last thing about it. Um, I really do think that maybe brick is something that should be considered. It should be investigated more. I'm not saying that's exactly what they should do, but I think it needs some investigating. Folks should investigate it more and see how it would benefit Jamaica. Because if this is going to be the major power in the next, say, 30 years from now, then need to jump on it because I mean, we're a little small country, and if we don't hop along on somebody's back, we won't make it because right now that's what we're doing. We're hopping on the United States back, we're hopping on China's back, we're hopping on Russia back. So therefore, if we want to survive in the future, and have good leaders, then we need help and we need outside help because evidently who is inside is not doing the job. And that's the bottom line. That's what I have to say about that and about break. You want us to go on to what's the next topic?
You want to switch to America for a minute?
Okay, we could. Um you wanna go with hmm, let's say
Your
let's
favorite
go on
president
to
of all
Trump.
times?
Mr. Trump. That's that's not my favorite person. That's Lady's favorite person. That's Lady D. That's that's Lady D, man. What? What? Lady D love him. What? You love him like cook food.
You weren't supposed to tell the
Okay.
world that.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Well, you know what? On Glenn Beck strategy stage 19, Glenn Beck stage 19. I don't know if you watch it, but he had a podcast on there the other day, and he was talking to Alan, and he said, "You know what's been going on with Mister Man sleeping, sleep, falling
Mitch,
asleep."
well, Mitch.
Yes, while he's talking. So, so it's a big topic now, and it's a big issue because what they're asking is should there be a retirement age for certain people when they get a certain age and they're in power that they should step down? But what Alan is saying, he said um that that Trump he represented Trump and others because he stands up for liberty and justice. And he
Yeah,
said that this is not a generic society, and one should not be judged on their capability That one should be judged on their capability and not on their age. What do you think about that, Spectre? Should
Remember,
one step down after a certain age, um, especially when they're in government?
remember, I mentioned this when I just joined this program about the people or young people are so angry at because they do not consider them the coaches, the preachers. You know,
Hmm.
you have an assistant pastor forever, never get a chance to take until the pastor dead, and
True,
then
true.
the coaches who refuse to pass it on to the assistant coach, and so on
Hmm.
and so forth. But
Right.
Mitch, what is that? Mitch. He
Yeah.
said that he's 76 and he's not running for office no more. Next year, that's his last year, and he's thinking that Trump and Biden should do the same thing. He didn't mention Mitch McConnell because that's his buddy. So, but in honesty,
Mm.
it's been a thing that should have came long time ago. Because just think about it: you graduate from your daughter, your son graduate from college, and have the experience to become whatever they want to become. And they
Hmm.
can get that position because they have to go through so much stuff because this old butt refused to step down. And
Right.
certain position cannot be filled until somebody that get voted out or you step down. So it makes sense that there's a rule, a age set that when you
Hmm.
turn 60, you don't go past it. So
And
I'm hoping
it's
to
true because right now it's the same issues we're having with that. What's that woman's name that is in Parliament?
she's
She's also,
92.
yeah, she's making all that, yeah. And right now they're trying to get her another term. And I'm saying, come on now,
They
enough is enough.
they're
I
selfish,
mean,
man.
we need new leadership, new blood, new perspective, you know. I mean, but then again, look at if you look at the judges, right? The Supreme Court, right?
They're the
Supreme
worst.
judges,
They're the worst.
right? The Supreme judges, right?
It's until they die.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Now, half of these people are senile. Tired of saying I'm an older one, but I didn't get to that stage yet. But after, listen, at this age, I'm losing some of my memories. I'm being honest with you. There's some things I just can't remember. I have to rethink it or I have to retract. I'm not writing things down so
No,
I can remember, right? So can you imagine these people that are much, much older than I am, 20 years older than I am, and they're still serving in these capacity? I
no,
know
they're not
my
supposed to.
downfall and I know my weakness. So why
They
can't
don't
they
have a cutoff
recommend
time.
it? Ah,
They don't have a cutoff time. They're not looking
they
forward in
don't.
traveling the world.
But
They're not.
but it shouldn't be so. We need to start speaking up how to change these constitutions so that it can be if so that these people can effectively resign at a set age and not for life being in public service all their lives. Come on now,
Yeah.
you know, because like I said, I'm looking at my age and I'm looking at the things that I don't remember at my age, and the things that I have to be writing down or second guessing, at my age comparing to their age. So I know they have some type of deficiency, some of these judges, and yet still they're determining people's lives, you
And
know.
the older they get, the more evil they become.
I and it makes you wonder what can we do about this. We talk about Jamaica and the changes that needs to be in Jamaica, but also in America here, right here in our home, in our homeland, we need changes that needs to occur here too in terms of the government and how things are done, you know Um, because again, it all falls on the people. Because if you don't have effective leaders and leaders that care about the masses, then you're going to have issues and problems all the time. And we already know that they already don't look out for blacks. So can you imagine having someone up there that's not even seeing right, or exhibiting the right judgment?
Can you imagine having somebody in office who's black and think that he or she is white, and every time they see a black person, they treat that person worse than they treat the white?
Okay,
That's what's going
that's
on in this country. They do
okay.
everything in their power to try and impress the white man, and the white man is just looking at them, shaking their heads. And the white men turn around and in most cases, treat the black man better than the black men treat the black man.
And part of it is because we still retain these old, and I'm gonna say the word. I'm trying not to say the word, but I'm gonna say the word. These old redneck redneck that's still in power, that is still running these states and running these constituencies. I'm telling you, we need to start standing up and demanding that these people resign, because it's just too much. And you can see the laws and that are being dished out, that they're not fair, and there should be some changes about now. Look how long slavery is supposed to have ended, and yet still we're still going through the same situations and the same issues that our foreparents dealt with.
Oh,
That is unacceptable. And there is enough colored, I'm not even going to say black, I'm going to say colored people in this country to change these laws. And again, I guess it's the same thing with Jamaica. I'm talking about Jamaica. America is the same way. These people, yes, but the only difference is that these will go out and demonstrate once in a while.
I'm gonna ask
But
you a
I mean,
question.
yeah.
If the shoe was on the other foot, where in the place of Mr. Trump was,
Mm.
let's say, Barack Obama, somebody that looks like us, do you think the situation that's going on will be going on? Do you think he would have a voice to say, "I'm not doing this," and move whatever he wants to, deny and put down and speak like he's above the judge and the prosecutor?
So what you say the thing is, Pops, is not them running the country now. You have, remember, I told you all a while back, a couple of months ago, about the 30 individual that runs this country. Remember, I told you they're the policy holders. They determine what goes and what does not. They determine who get released when they're in prison and who doesn't. They determine who get the handout, which is like the family and children services and what have you. They determine that. Even Social Security, they determine who gets what and who does not get what. I tried to get disability a couple of years back. And these people, at first they turned me down, then they gave it to me. And you know what they did? Every penny that they gave me, they took it back and said, "This is what Medicaid had paid for me." So they took every penny back. This system is corrupt. It's not for colored, like I said before. And we have enough colored people in this country to start changing these laws. And again, it goes according to you voting. When you go to those voting booths, you need to research these people who are going into power. Research them and see if they are for the people or not. And it's the same thing in Jamaica and any country. You all need to go out there. You need to research these people. Now it's not like years ago. Now you have Google. You can put their name in and Google them, and everything about them pops up. So we need to go out. We need to research these people before we go out there at the polling booth and vote for them. And that's what I think, and that's the only way it's gonna change, and that's the only way we're gonna get rid of some of these people. Of course, we know the Supreme Court, we know they're permanent, and that's not gonna change now. But we can start changing these policymakers, and we can change these governmental officials. And
Can I
we need to start there. We got to start somewhere.
can I throw one more thing out there?
Yes, sirree.
What do you think is the reason why government officials, prime ministers, presidents, why these people feel they need to have all the money they're trying to have and starting all the businesses they can in their name and their family's name? Why are they being so greedy, selfish, evil, and wicked, and not considering the people who put them in office?
But that's man. Remember, this been coming down for
No,
centuries
no,
now. It's not
I'm a
just
man,
now,
so
you
I'm not
know.
gonna agree with that. I'm not that way.
I don't know that's going on. You know, look in if you look at history, if you look at history, even with those kings and queens and what have you of the past dynasties, they always rob the people. They never look out for the people. But you know, again, like you said, I heard you said it a little earlier. We just have to depend on God. We just have to pray up and just ask Him to just come in, step in, and change things. And I know everybody on the platform does not believe in God, but I do. And I think only Him can change
But
the situations and what is going on.
he's gonna move throughout this world in a mighty way, and only his chosen one is gonna be left because there's a whole lot of evil in this world. I mean, if you think about people who can just cut another person's throat, you know, it's just so much evil in this world, man.
There's a lot of evil. But you know, let's see what's gonna happen with Trump. You know, he have that those things coming up, and he's been yelling and screaming and hollering, and even though he's still out there campaigning, but you know, in next month, was it September October, I think it is. He have a case coming up here in Georgia. So hopefully, I think last week I gave you all the dates and times that he will be appearing in Georgia, and he have a case coming up. Um, I think it's next month or somewhere around there. He has one coming out October, somewhere there. October, I think it is that he has one coming up. And I'm trying to. I can't understand how can this man have so many cases, right? That was not even tried yet, right? He's been in so many issues and so many situations pertaining to corruption and bigotry and bigotry and all of these things he's doing, and yet still they still have him or want to put him on a ticket, and that is so sad, you know. And again, like I said, it's all up to these people, and I hope that when folks go out to vote next year, November, I hope they vote for the right person. And the only way you're going to do that is by looking into these people's history and what they have contributed to society in the past.
I'm
So
not.
that's
I'm having a hard time, thinking anything bad or want to see him punished and all that for the main fact that he put a lot of people because of him and his behavior, belief and
mm,
believe and into some people and done the things he done with the help of some people, and to see where those people are now. Your favorite person, Rudy, and he exposed a lot of people who America had as being good people.
mm-hmm,
Those
true.
people thought were good people, weren't racist, weren't hateful. He exposed many of them. Many of them was rich and now they're poor. So you got to give him some
I
credit for
know.
that because they wanted to be him and they encouraged him to become who he really is. and they're paying the price more than he's paying the price.
Mm.
So
Well, it's a wait and see. Let's wait and see. You'll be hearing more about this next month about him and his cases. So let's just wait and see what happens.
I'm
And
a John. I'm a John Lady D and say in some cases he's a hero.
well, you know what? You and Lady D can go ahead and keep him. I think he's a bigot. I think he's
Well,
a bigot, and he's an undercover Hitler. That's what he is. But let him go on and let him go on. Um, let's go back to Jamaica. What do you think about the $14 million per month that Jamaica is giving to the SSL of the taxpayer? This is taxpayers' money, they're talking about now, right?
I
And
don't think. I don't think.
Jamaica, but that's what I heard they're doing. It's already promised and it's already being initiated to them, where they will be getting $14 million per month from the taxpayers' money.
It's gonna
It
backfire,
was
man. It's
it's
gonna
not
backfire.
alleged. It was not alleged. I heard this is what is taking place.
It's gonna backfire.
I don't know about that. If
I'm
if
telling you,
if
it's gonna backfire.
with the government that we have in power, you think
Yes, it's
so?
gonna backfire. You up
Who's
now.
gonna stand up and speak up
You up.
against it?
You up now.
Huh?
I'm gonna do this because now it's full time now. I said this.
Hmm.
I'm the respecter. Everybody listening, I'm the respecter. And before this night is done, I'm gonna
Hmm.
wake up Nanny and every one of them around them who dead and gone. I'm gonna wake them up and spread them out all over the island and make them go seek and find all of the
You go
people
that
missing and
far,
know.
eh?
Yes, I'm gonna wake them up and set them loose
Well,
for
I don't know.
Jamaica.
I don't know if Kujo. I don't know if Kujo.
All the
if
rolling calf them and set them loose upon those wicked evil
oh
people in
god,
Jamaica.
oh god, I don't know
And
if
you will
Kujo
hear it
gonna
on the
wake
news
up and
tomorrow. You're
come.
gonna hear people say them
You
sit
know, you
up.
didn't say Duppy not real.
You're gonna
It's
hear
a
people.
figment of your imagination.
It's gonna be all over the news tomorrow. That people say them see Duppy and Duppy do this and Duppy do that and people change. Some
Oh
people have
God.
changed by tomorrow.
I think that is really sad though, really and truly. And again, the respecter, I stress it's the Jamaican people. How can they allow this to happen? You
They
understand what
didn't
I'm
see it
saying?
coming.
How can they need to, with something like this announcing? Them should
They
have
didn't
go out
see it.
in droves. They should go out there in droves.
They did not see it coming.
Watch it. But then now that you see it come, what you should do about it? Go there and go
But
to the demonstration. Look, it was the demonstrations that Andre provoked. Those were the demonstration why holiness take back him money. Him supposedly took back that money and he's not gonna take it for himself anymore, but he's gonna give it back to the Jamaican people. Right? And my boy there, Golden, he might give 25%. He might take and give back the rest to the Jamaican people. It was because of the pressure and the demonstration and the people getting upset and speaking out. Those were the things why those things happened.
those
So,
people ain't
in
getting
order
no
for
money.
this 14 million to be given back to the people, they have to go out there and go demonstrate for it, and they're not doing it. So it's not gonna be rejected, buddy.
I want you to
It's
picture this
gonna
screen.
it's gonna happen.
I want you to picture this. You don't
Hmm?
have $1 and you're hungry. And you're out there a march and I make nice. And when the march over it now, you're triple time
Mhm.
hungry, thirsty. And then you're worried about how
But
you'll get one.
if you not try,
You're
how
worried
you
about how
gonna
you'll get
solve
one.
it? You have to try. How you gonna succeed if you not try?
Hey, me not succeed.
They're not gonna succeed if they don't try.
Me not
And
sucks.
like I said, it
If they,
was effective when they did it because of that. You remember when they had that increase, that 200% increase and 400% increase. The money was, yes, some of them didn't, some of them in parliament didn't give back that money, but majority of them gave back the money, and that was the only reason they gave it back, it was because the pressure that was put on them. They was put out in the public. They were ridiculed in the public. They were disgraced in the public about what they're doing. And that's
but
what they need to do again
but
to stop this.
but when they give the money back, the people are not getting the money. They're not putting the money in the people's hand. So it's a game they
Well,
play. They
that's
make
that.
it seem they tell the public that they give the money back. They give the money back, but they're not giving the people money. If the people not getting the money in
Again,
their hand,
w-
there's no proof.
again, because there's no accountability in the government. That's the only reason there's no accountability within the government.
The more okay, I see what you're saying. Listen, this. If
Hmm.
I'm in Jamaica, you're in Jamaica, anybody in Jamaica, and you hear
Hmm.
some disturbing news where, oh, this person owns gas station or they own hotel or they're building up houses, and you know, say money missing, your money missing. There's things you can do.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
I'm not gonna put. There's things that can be done.
You see, it's the same thing all they talking about the Marshall Plan. The Marshall Plan, it comes at a moral cause. Where Japan and Germany, because they did not pay for the crime that they committed. Germany with the Holocaust and the molestations, and Japan with raping the many um, um, surveillance women. Them, it's the same thing with Jamaica. There's no accountability, and because there's no accountability, these people keep doing these things over and over. Maybe not in the same pattern or the same way, but they keep doing it in other ways and covering it up. So I don't know. I don't know, buddy. I don't know how this money is gonna go, and I think it's we're not gonna get it solved. They're gonna take that money just like they do every money. Look how much money missing in Jamaica and can't be accounted for, huh? Look how much money missing in Jamaica and it can't be accounted for. I mean, it's the same way this gonna go. They're gonna give it to them and go and give it to them because there is no accountability. So I'm just sorry for these. I'm just really sorry for these people. Um, these
You gotta call them.
Jamaicans, and I really wanted to go home and go retire, but me I tell them say every day this just deter me more and more and more. Not
Queen,
just the health situation, but the
Queen,
government situation. Yes, sir.
you got a caller?
What happened?
You have a caller?
Yeah, let me ask. It's not going. I can't answer. I'm trying to answer you, but I can't. Caller, caller. Okay. We missed that call. I couldn't get them. I couldn't pick them up because lady is not there to manage, and our engineer is not really familiar with the board. So, caller, please, we apologize for not answering that call. Um, but next week we'll be back with fire, and Lady D will be here, and she will be manning the board, and you'll be able to call in.
Yeah, we apologize for that.
We apologize. Yes, yes. I know they were calling. But like I said, Spectre, there is no justification in these people doing this. I mean, SSL, they defraud these people of their money. They're the one I think should be responsible. First of all, this is a private, isn't this a private entity?
It's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be a private entity, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So why does Jamaican taxpayer have to compensate
That's
them
what I'm
for the
saying. It's
money
not
that
gonna
they
work. They
lost?
can't force
They lost.
Jamaicans. They can't force the citizens to pay. They can't do that.
Huh?
They can't force the citizens to pay that back, and it wasn't their mistake. Their
But
wrongdoing.
it's the government that is doing this and
But the
initiating
government,
this.
no, it's not gonna. It's not gonna. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Like you're saying, people are listening to different programs, and they're gonna get the courage and the braveness to start marching.
Mhm.
I believe they're gonna start because they're not gonna. They don't want back the same situation. And what Mr. Holness is doing now, he's making it seem like he's putting up buildings for the people, homes for the people, and all these things, and not realizing the people is onto him and his people, because all that is a trick. Who owns those new homes being put up? Who owns them? So why you're
Well,
celebrating something?
the one that is $8 million dollars that they're selling for $8 million. It's from what I'm hearing, it's owned by Juliet,
Yeah, I heard that
and
too.
I heard she owned must about three of them.
And a gas station
Mhm.
and a Popeyes.
All right, and the four green truck. Look, the 4 or 5 green truck that's carrying the backside. you know, look, they just raping Jamaica.
Oh
These
my
these
goodness,
politicians, these politicians are just raping the Jamaican people, and
it's
I'm just
evil.
so. It's just so sad that these people cannot see this because if you start, I hear Andre's show, I listen to Andre's show sometimes, and I hear these people condemning him, and talking badly about him and how him trying to wow them government and him this and him that. And I'm saying, don't these people hear what is going on and seeing what is going on
I heard
and
us.
threatening this man right now? This man can't be in his home. He have to be somewhere else, isolated, because these people threatening to kill him because he's speaking out.
There's a story
They're no fool.
they own St. Thomas. They basically
Papa,
own St. Thomas.
Jamaican people am a fool. Me sorry to say so. Me
No,
love
I
them to
can't. You
death
can't.
because
Don't
me
say
a
that.
Jamaica, but half of them a
It's not
fool.
easy. It's not
Half
easy.
of
You
them a
can't.
fool.
No,
Hey,
you can't. Don't say that. That's not true. What
aye.
can they do? They can't fight. They can't
But
defend
but
nothing.
they need to, if listen. And then again, the churches are Jamaican people in the churches. You have Jamaican, you have organization, you have the cricket club, you have this, you have that, you have all kind of organizations and clubs in Jamaica where they can band together. Cause they can't kill off everybody all at once, Papa. That may I say, they
Like
can't
us,
kill everybody.
but like I said earlier, the people who are in position, who owns positions, they don't want to lose those positions. So that's why they remain leader when the door is closed. They don't
But
want to be
that's why you
leaders
forget people
outside
in
the
your
doors.
neighborhood.
They only want to be in indoors. When they're indoors, the God, and everything that is good. But when the doors open, they don't want to go outside and preach that or teach that.
You you know what me hear the other day a man say, and it's not lies true. Him say them gunman they them you know what, me not even say the word, right? Because him say right now if them figure Iraq or go Iran or what have you go fight, they run. Them just have energy for each other. To kill off each other and fight against each other. And so against each other. That's all them have energy for. And it's not lying, man, say are true. Because you out there I have war as a gunman, right? And you shoot up each other and what have you. You understand me? And you are gonna run and afraid for the government?
Can I tell you
A
something, Queen?
madness. Madness.
Can I tell you something?
Mm,
There's a possibility that when the shipments of guns reach
mm,
Jamaica,
mm,
on the gun itself, on the magazine, on the bullets, there are substances that are designed at the moment Tom
mm,
touches something and it gets into his flesh, into his blood,
mm,
makes him that person he or she becomes. And just like how in this country,
mm.
the white cops, the officers are told only the blacks is supposed to treat the way you're treating them. It could be the same thing that's happening in other countries where you're only supposed to kill each other, not nobody that looks different from you. Because that's exactly what's going on. They only can kill their own.
And you can't see it. That's what
Oh,
they
you
are
don't.
doing,
If
putting you
something
on
gets in your
each
blood,
against each other.
if something
Lord have
gets,
mercy.
if something gets in your blood, once it gets in your blood, it's controlling you. It's doing what it's designed to do.
Mm-mm.
It's doing what
Yeah.
it's designed to do. So you can't fight it. 'Cause it got
So
you.
so you agree with them? Me here say right now they want to bring back the hanging. You you
But here, what's
you
gonna happen?
yeah.
It could be a reversal that what they're
Mm,
planning to do. These big bad black men who are preparing and waiting and hoping somebody will come and try that like back then, and then
mm.
reverse it and put it around their neck and drag them up and down the street. Black people are not gonna
Who gonna do that?
black
Spectre,
people
who gonna do that?
black people is not
There's
gonna stand and do that, let that happen to them no more. Not in this time.
But look, I've been hearing that for the past couple of weeks, the past 2 months. I've been hearing, oh, we're not gonna let this happen no more. We're
All
not
right.
going, but it's still happening. It still a happen, boo. Because I watch this news every day. I watch the Jamaican news on YouTube, and I'm telling you, it's the same things are going on.
No,
There's no change.
no, if
No
you
changes have been occurring.
but I'm telling you, there's a lot of black people who already, got themselves prepared for anything that could go down that way, and they're ready to defend themselves to the death.
So how long are they gonna wait? Because right now, Jamaica is at a breaking point. Okay? There is no food for the people. There is no, I mean, right now, all their natural resources are being taken away from them. All the beach them became privatized in the past couple of months. I mean, um, there's so much things happening there.
But
What is it gonna take for them to really start standing up like they're supposed to?
it's gonna take somebody saying to somebody, and hopefully that somebody tells somebody else, and they start marching one, two by two, three, four, until they start multiplying, and the streets start to get blocked up, and they're marching their way all the way to where government is.
There's this young man. I wanted to see if I could have pulled him up, but I couldn't because Lady's not here. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if Lady can feature him on her show on Saturday. Hopefully she's back by then. But I mean, what he is saying is real, and I hope that I shared it. And I thought I sent it to you. I didn't send it to you, Spectre.
Maybe I don't know.
Maybe. Well, I shared it on my WhatsApp, and I shared it on my other channels. I shared it on there, and because what he's saying, it makes sense, and not just that, but I'm hoping that everybody listens to what he is saying and try to make a difference. Because, like he said, come for me if you don't want to come for me. But me I go do what me I do. Me I take charge. And we need more people like that to really say, okay, I'm taking charge and I don't care what you want to do. thank God he reside in Jamaica so he can make a difference out there. Us who are here, we're here in America and Canada and England, and we can't do much because we're not there, but I'm hoping that more people like him will step up and more people like him will speak up for the people and for the country because Jamaica is such a beautiful place. When I go out there, it's like I feel rejuvenated when I come back. So, let's not just give it away, really and
And
truly,
and,
it is a beautiful place. And that's
and
why they're fighting over it and everybody want a piece of it.
in the meantime, if we could agree, asking
Hmm.
mainly the females in Jamaica,
Yeah,
if they can give the beauty salon a break, if they can give their hair weave a break, and feeling
yeah,
like they need to have a new outfit every time they're going out, a break,
ye- yes,
and just give the spending on the wrong things right now a break, and think about it. People in foreign that they're getting a few dollars from. What happened when they cut it off and stop sending? Because it seems like that's all y'all doing and concerned about is beauty, looks, you know,
and it
name
gonna happen
brand,
soon
name brand
because the
this.
economy is getting bad.
Yeah,
Mm,
name brand this,
mm,
name brand that. You won't wear nothing if it's not name brand. So when you
yeah,
when you sweep in your yard, you have name brand on. When you
yeah,
cleaning
it's
your
true. Them
house,
do.
you got name brand on. When you're working, you
Then
got
go to the
name brand
beach.
on.
Them have name brand on.
It don't make no sense.
But then again, Jamaican people. That's one of the things them always a follow in terms of fashion and they always follow the European or the American in terms of gadgets and fashion and
But here
um,
the
you know,
yeah,
they want to own everything that they have even though they don't have the money.
but here the joke. They we are homophobic, but
Yeah,
yet we gotta have the name brand that's designed by somebody who is.
true,
Oh, what
true,
sense does that make?
true. And then to in some way too, it's not just the media, but also the Jamaican people did that too, because they would wear all these designer thing and whatever you and go out there in a Jamaica and go show off. So
Right, right.
you understand me? And then you remember a lot of these people, them licky, where you have it there ready, and then want have where you have. And then when you go out there and a brag and boast about how you have this and you have that and that, them want to attain those things too, you know?
And you're
So,
walking around, you're walking around in Air Jordan and begging money from somebody in a Reebok.
all right. But look how you look when you go up on the street here in Georgia, when you go Jamaica, you buy the
They move.
best and the best and
Yes,
the we go
yes,
they go show off. Madness.
yes.
Madness.
Make no sense.
Honey, the same thing I wear here is the same thing I wear when I go Jamaica.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. But you see, that's what's wrong with black people. And I watch all these African shows, and I think it's stemming from way back then. It's
Them
coming
decked out.
from, yes,
Yes.
they're always like that, and they're always competing with each other. And when they're ready, then go poison each other and over each other. And the same thing I go on in Jamaica. Madness. Madness. People can't be themselves, and it is so sad that
Hey,
they can't be themselves.
we're gonna
What
see if
else
we
you
can
want to touch
convince
on
Lady
now,
D.
Papa?
We're
Is
gonna
there
try
anything what you want to touch on next?
we're gonna convince Lady D that we're gonna do a whole show on African women
Okay,
and
that's a good one. I like that.
the movies in Africa, because I'm telling you, I watch the movie sometime and I'm saying, hell no. I wouldn't even stop to talk to an African woman. And
Mm-mm.
because in
And some of
movies
them is real. I heard because I
in
deal with a lot of African women and men because of my church. I go to the a church, Tanzanian church, and my pastor is from Tanzania. So therefore, I learned a lot from these people, and some of them really do these things. The things them what them tell me them do over them. I say, what?
Yeah, a man cannot say certain things or raise his voice to his wife. She slapped the piss out of him, and like I'm like, no, no, no,
It's not just movie. There's a lot of these things happening there and goes on there. You know,
man.
it's something. You know, that's why sometimes it's song. I'm gonna say, you know what? Lord of mercy, them Jamaican they can't help themselves. all all them black Americans, me say, they can't help themselves. Them still
Man,
have the African ancestors in them. The
I'm
one that we
telling you,
used to do badness. Yeah.
you
Cause
know,
you have good and bad in everything and every country you have good and bad in.
yeah,
Eh?
a man walk up to you and you look at him from the head to the toe, and not
Mm-hmm.
knowing what he's all about, what he have, and before he can say hello,
Mm-hmm.
what you talking? How you?
Mm-hmm.
Lord as can
Mm-hmm.
be. Get up my face. I mean, it's I know it's a
And
movie.
it happens everyday life, even here in America. I hear people do that all the time. I see people do that.
And then you find out the man is a millionaire, he's a sport or
Mm-hmm.
entertainer. All of a sudden, I'm sorry, you want to be with him.
Mm-hmm.
But when you think he's broke, no good, you know.
Mm-hmm. You know, like I said, these women, and that's why a lot of these um what you call them sports guy,
Mm.
they end up going to white women because they said all the black women them want is just want them for their money. Even though I think it's the same thing with them white folks, them white women. That's what they're there with them for too, because they're making that big money. But so I can't understand why they would think so. But then in some way I can, because of how the black girls them act when they are with somebody with money, a black guy with money. You
But
know,
I
it's a total different individual you deal with than a person who wasn't with somebody. If that person wasn't with somebody with money.
I recently saw where there's a few um
Hmm.
white NBA players who are
Okay,
married to black women,
true too.
and I
Not
I,
just
I didn't
NBA
know that.
player, but white man. My cousin is married to a white guy. You know.
Wow. Mm.
Mm. And I have another one that is gonna marry to a white guy. So I mean, um, I think it's respect should be the key, and why one should be interested in another individual. It should be out of respect and treatment, how that individual treat that other individual. It shouldn't just centered around money or power or clout or whatever. But it's the norm, That's
Yeah.
how most Black Americans think, or Black Jamaicans, or Black Caribbean, or Black people think.
Yeah, you.
And I think part of it is because they did not have the privilege of having things. So when they get it or when they see it, they go overboard with it, and that's it.
Yeah. In in the
Yeah,
90
and that
in the
yeah.
90s, I was married to a
Hmm.
white woman.
You
Yeah, I was married to a white woman, and then I was so mad. I woke up and realized it was just a dream.
you let me scream. You made me scream. I mean, you had me believing for a minute there that it was reality. I should know you by now that it was a figment of your imagination. Oh God. Next time I'm really having fun with you tonight. We gotta tell Lady D that we had a wonderful show.
I think she's listening. She probably was trying to call in.
Well, anything else pressing that you want to talk about before we go into
Well,
we can go
well,
into the American diplomat that hit the soldier while she was speeding in Jamaica, and she was given immunity and left the country. Now the family is really upset and they're asking for justice. So the American government now step in and they are investigating the case. But how can Jamaican government make this woman because she diplomat kill this man right in the on him bike a ride and she has speed. Me don't know where she has speed go. And lick the man off him bike, right? And they're gonna give her immunity because she's a diplomat. Is that you think that is right?
It's not right, but it falls under that protection.
Again, because we
Yeah.
don't have good government running the country.
No, but in in
And
in in some other country, if it was
mhm,
if it was this country,
okay,
and somebody from Jamaica just happened to be in Alpharetta and speed on Alpharetta Road and he done
okay,
kill a white person, they don't care who that person is. They're gonna make sure he or she suffer. It's a
okay.
difference with us.
Mm.
We are only strong against us. That's just sad. That's what it is.
It's sad.
But she
It's
she
really sad. It's really sad. And then this family is out there. Remember, that woman done. She done came back to America, and this family is out there in Jamaica, feeling the pain and going through all of this. Eh? And
there's
no,
not even wholeness can get government this country to send her back.
that's what I'm saying.
She's
You
not
know,
going back.
she's not. They're not going to extradite her back out there.
No.
But yet still they're extraditing people left and right because I was just watching something on YouTube where this woman, I forgot, but she did some fraud she have some fraud case over here. As a matter of fact, it's two of them. And they just extradite them this past week back to the US.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But yet still, because this woman is it because of her diplomatic status or is it because she's an American citizen?
You want? I think in order for Jamaica to become where it needs to be,
Mm.
they're gonna have to let out Ninja Man and let Ninja Man become the new prime minister.
Oh, you was watching that thing with him, that podcast with him?
Ninja Man, I'm not. Ninja Man is more intelligent than most of them who call himself government official.
I'm telling you. But then you know what? Half of them will tell us and graduate from Huey. Them love brag about Huey. What?
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
honey, they tell you so they graduate from Huey. And you know, Huey is supposedly some of the smartest students you have in Jamaica, right?
Yeah.
Mm. But look, them now make the right decision because right now Jamaica shot more than 800 teachers. We gone abroad, gone teach, right?
But
And
that's
the
a setup,
children them just went back to school last week, and not enough teachers. Okay, them what 50 something percent of the student them were graduate last year. They can't read in a
You're gonna have
Jamaica.
the
That
you
never
soon
happened before. That
you
never
soon
happened.
you soon gonna have the Chinese teaching the Jamaicans.
Oh, but it start already. Them already start that. You know, see how Jamaica, the Chinese them full up Jamaica now.
My
It
goodness.
seemed like more like a Chinese country than a country.
That's the plan.
Hey, that's
That's
what
the
me
plan.
try to say. And then
Mhm.
through that now, all the other one, them Germany and America and all the other country, them now I try fight to get a piece of it. What?
Mhm.
Yeah. Because really, manufacturing is the only really other thing that people can do other than farming. Okay? And the Chinese are the ones who control it. Okay?
Yeah. Mhm.
So, really and truly, at them own the country.
Mhm.
I know America, like people think,
No.
it's the Chinese that owns it.
Right now, them yes.
Now the Chinese them. Hey,
Mhm.
if you go to a supermarket, every supermarket have them own them. Eh? You go in the clothing stores, them majority of them is them own them. Even the little store them where you go for buy souvenir when you go out there, are them own it.
Mm.
Eh?
Kind of sad.
What does Jamaica have? What does the Jamaicans them have?
But why it seems like it's a natural thing throughout this world, wherever anybody on a light skin side, even the Muslims, you look in the black communities, every corner stores is owned by them and not the black man and woman.
Cause them know how to make their money and they know how to stay together and know to stick together. You know, see I feel them people them put in at the store them mostly. Unless them are gonna use you. The as I mean as a supervisor or leaders. I dey see them one people them put in a positions. Them put you the black person as the worker. Fit toil hard and the laborers.
You ever been to Chinatown in New York?
Yes, sirree.
You ever seen in black stores?
No, sirree.
All right.
That's it. That's it. And everywhere they go, them take roots and then build, cause them stick together and work together. We don't stick together and work together. Instead, we work against each other and talk about each other and backstab each other. Hey,
They not
and
eat
why
from
each other
nobody
have
but
one take
themselves.
it away from them.
They not
Hmm?
eat from nobody but themselves.
That's right. We don't support each other. Black people don't support each other. Even though sometimes the black people them go overboard because them always are charged too much. Charge the Chinese them no forget over, you know. You say charge a little less than what you the black man are gonna charge.
Mm-hmm.
And true now you are try conserve some money, you go what the Chinese man go buy where him have. Buy cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
Eh?
Yeah.
And that's the system. We need to start studying what they're doing and start doing what they're doing. And that's what it is. Because we have enough of us out here that have a few dollars in our pockets that can start investing in things in Jamaica. But again, first of all, we got to get rid of that parliament that we have out there and the government that we have out there. That's number one
Gotta get rid of
priority.
them quick and
That's number
fast.
one priority. That's the number one priority.
Yeah, quick
We
and
got to get
fast,
rid of
man.
him. You know, we got to get rid of him. But like I said, you know, that shouldn't have happened. That shouldn't have happened in Jamaica or anywhere without that person being reprimanded and investigated properly before she had left the country.
Yeah. The government should have said no and get rid of America and say, America, look, this shouldn't have happened. Send her back.
Well, you know, well,
And
they claim,
remind.
America claim they're investigating it. Jamaica kind of, it's not Jamaica that sound the concern. It's the family. And because the family is making ruckus, I guess the Jamaican government decide to contact the American government. So now the American government, they claim that this is alleged that they are investigating the situation.
Everything they're investigating.
And nothing come of it. And no good outcome yeah, for the people, eh?
Even even though it's on camera, they can see it happening.
Okay,
They still have to
okay,
investigate for years and
okay.
years.
But you know, I mean, come on now. People must have seen her speeding for people to say she was speeding. Whether them have tape or anything of the action, it was told that she was speeding and she licked the man off of the bike.
Yeah, she
Eh?
needs to, they need to bring her back.
Another thing, you know, they are rising to, you know what's going on with Biden and him son, or they want to investigate them financial dealing. You heard about that one?
Well, I know for a fact that they're not innocent. They're not
Well,
innocent.
none of them innocent in a
Exactly.
government there.
Exactly.
None of them innocent. All of them. Right now, Kamala Harris, them are look for she too right now.
And you blame them?
You can't blame them,
No.
you know. But in order for you to get in power, you have some scruples. You
Scope
gotta have
behind it.
some kind of scruples. Even Obama, may not put it past him with some scruples too on him.
Exactly. All
You
of
know,
them. Every one of
all
them.
of them. Right? They go, and even if they didn't have it before, you see, once they go in,
Yeah.
man, them develop it quickly and rapidly develop it. What? Cause they want a piece of the pie when they go in there and get all, then go all the whole heap of banquet and see all the money and floss and throw around. They want a piece of it too. So,
Yeah, they do.
so they go in there innocent and then come out corrupt. Eh?
Yeah.
Mm. Then go in there as virgin and come out used up. Eh?
Only one president I would swear for it, and that's Jimmy Carter.
Is who?
Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter?
He's the only one I would swear for.
You think so? You tell me, all of them had some part in a corruption, Papa.
Jimmy Carter.
All of them.
Jimmy
Look,
Carter.
all of them going there. Yes, some of them going there with a little bit of money, but all of them going there and then come back 10 times richer.
Jimmy Carter served one term. They voted him out, and ever since
Mm,
then, he's been
mm.
doing humanitarian work. He's
He
been building
has, yeah.
homes and putting poor people in it for however
Ye-
long, over 40
Yeah, but
years.
that don't mean saying then do some
And
corruption too. Mm.
no, he was.
But at
You can
least he
check.
was helping. He did some, yeah, he
No,
did something for the people. Yeah,
no, you can check the history of Jimmy Carter being a president.
yeah.
You can check his history. He's been
Yeah,
honest,
I know. I was around when he was president. I
and
was I was around.
I can
I
proudly say as
remember
a young
Jimmy
man
Carter
when I
when he
spent
was
my
president. I was around. I was young, but I was around.
yeah, and I can proudly say when he was in the crowd and I pushed through the crowd like he was Jesus, and I
Hmm.
extend my hand, he extended his hand back and shook this young man's hand.
Oh God,
I was a
you felt
teenager.
good, huh?
I was like 14, 15, and he shook my hand,
Wow.
and it meant something,
He might look vote from your mother.
and he got
He
it,
was looking. He was trying to get some vote from your mom.
and he got it.
I know. I voted for Jimmy Carter too. Like I said, I remember when he was in power and all that. I've been here most of my life. I came when I was 12.
Wow,
I've been here most of my life. I've been here, and I've been voting since the age of 18.
wow.
Yep. So I know this government. Not just that. Like I told you, I was in politics while when I was in college.
Hmm.
That was my forte. So I know a little bit about politics and all of that. But anyway, we're gonna done with Mr. Biden and his son because there's a lot of things, a lot of questions, and you're gonna look for that in the future. You're gonna hear a lot about that in the future because they're really trying to the Republican Party is really trying to take him to court to indict him for fraud. Everything that Trump is going through now, the Republican Party want Biden and his family to go through the same thing. So they're bringing up all of these issues, all of these money laundering and money fraud and what have you, so that they can be. I forgot the name what them call it. Eh? They have a special name what they call it. Okay,
Impeach.
it's like tit for tat. No, it's a word they use like tit for tat. You know what I mean?
Uh,
Because you're going through this, you should be going through the same thing. So basically, that's what it is.
well,
And
what black folks should be saying, only thing black folks should be concerned about and saying is, well, all of you had the opportunity, the chances after chances to make our lives better, And y'all did not. All y'all talk about is war and the economy. Y'all didn't talk about bringing down property tax. Y'all didn't talk about these young people having these high insurance because they're under 25. Y'all didn't talk about the things that means and means a lot to people.
Mm-hmm.
All y'all doing
True.
is focus on things that doesn't matter to us.
Mm,
So
true,
they
true,
all
true.
done the wrong things. But
All of them.
yeah,
And I hope that people are really tuning in to what is going on around them and really figuring out how they can get involved and how they can change what is already out there. It's a lot out there and it's a lot that we have to deal with. And I'm just asking folks to be mindful when you watch the news and also instead of playing a game, go on YouTube and listen to what is really going on in your community and in the communities around you, in your country and in the countries that are around you. We need to be mindful of what is going on. But the Spectre, I think we have done a wonderful job. It is now 9:53. You're listening to the Powerhouse Radio with Lady D, the Respecter, and Queen. Um, we thank you for tuning in, and we're gonna sum up what we have covered. We have covered many things this afternoon. We have covered what is going on in Jamaica in terms of BRIC and if Jamaica should join BRIC or not, and who is right now BRIC. The countries we talked about, the countries that represent the name BRIC. BRIC, BRICS is it's the initials for these countries, and we also talked about um, Jamaica and the government and what they're doing to Jamaica, or what they're doing for Jamaica, or what they're not doing for Jamaica. We spoke on that also, and we spoke on what causes the tension between Jamaica and the U.S. We talked about America involvement. We talked about the Chinese involvement, and we talked about Russia involvement and the contributions that they gave to Jamaica, why they feel that Jamaica is playing uh, fiddle. Is that the word I'm looking for, the respecter? What word I'm looking for when you playing against each other? One against each other. Huh?
they they
That's what's
playing
going on.
they
Yeah,
playing baseball.
you said that is what is going on. Um, they're playing one against the other.
What is that lady D
But
calling?
like I said, there's a lot going on, and we talked about the Marshall Plan and the morals and what have you. We talked about the elite Jamaicans and how they're affecting our environment. Just there's a lot of stuff that is going on out there, and we are here to report it. And Spec, you've been a wonderful co-host. I
Oh,
thank you
thank
for
you.
being there
Eh,
for me.
Only problem is we missed a lot of callers.
We did miss a lot of calls, but Lady D will be back next week, and you can save your questions. Save your statements, and next week we can continue where we left off. We can even backtrack if you need us to. So you just keep tuning in to the Powerhouse Radio and tune in to Reasoning Thursdays. I love you guys. I really enjoyed tonight. Anything you want to say to respect to our listening audience?
Yeah, always thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. And don't forget to tune in to the Lady Day program on Saturday. 12 noon until 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
She's one of
Yes.
the best
And also
speakers
you
out
have
there.
Gripe, Let's Gripe with Tanya and the crew, and they're on Wednesdays from 7 till 8 o'clock.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. You guys have a wonderful night, and it was a pleasure being with you
Yes,
guys.
Queen, you did a great job.
Remember,
Great job, Queen.
subscribe, press the like button, subscribe, and share. Share it with your friends, family, neighbors, and everybody. See somebody on the road, stop them and say, hey, you've been tuning into the Powerhouse Radio? Drop it out there.
That's
Love
it.
you
That's it.
guys. Peace
That's
out.
it. Good night.
Peace out. Good night. Good night, Spectre. Thanks again.
What did you say, Mr. C? I heard you whisper to me, saying turn out your light so we can see the sound running through me. I'm here just like the tide, and I'm taking a ride